this life. Oh, it's sweet like a chorus, you and I rise. Hey, tonight I swear you're going to be mine. Oh, I'm not darling. I'm feeling the one that break away. Hey, I'm in a party mood. Hey, I keep running up on.
It's the Positive Forces show, guys.
Darling, I'm feeling the one that break away. Yeah, I'm in a party mood. Come let me take a jump.
I hope you all are doing fantastic. This is the Positive Forces show, always giving you more, sending you positive vibes
to change your life.
I'm your host, Kimon Hall.
And I'm your co-host, Yola, Yoli.
And I'm the one to help you on your journey throughout life.
All right, how y'all doing?
Oh, I'm good.
She's good this week.
I'm back.
She is back in the house. Last week she was only good. I'm like, oh God, what's going on? What's going on?
Yeah, I was like, only two? We're doomed.
Yes, one. Oh my God,
one
last week. I was like, oh God, we're having a problem here. That's not good.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, how are you, Miss D?
I'm good. Happy to be back. I know. Yes, I'm ready.
How are you, Kim?
I am good. What? I'm just doing so.
Fantastic. So, do tell us why you are so good.
Oh man, just one day at a time. Just do one day at a take your life one day at a time. 13, 14, 12 more days, but
who's counting?
Who's counting?
I believe you are.
We are
I believe
ready
you're
for
counting.
The summer, guys. We are ready for the summer. We're ready for a break. Ready for a nice summer break. Ready for my birthday. My birthday is it is Gemini month, y'all. Birthday is May 24th, so I'm ready for that too.
Ooh.
Yes. Welcome to the show. Let us quick prayer.
Yes. Heavenly Father, thank you, Lord, for bringing us here together on the Positive Forces show. Lord, remind us that you are always with us, that you love us, Lord. And even when we stray, that you're always looking at us, looking for us, wanting us to come to you, Lord, with every single one of our problems, the big and the small. So remind us, Lord, that you are always here for us, Lord, and that we can come to you and should come to you with everything that we need. We should put you first, Lord Jesus, and love on you as much as you love us. I pray that we remember this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Woohoo! Happy weekend to you guys. I hope everybody is having a fantastic time and just relaxing, doing the things that you do the most that you love, doing the things that you do that you love. Do people get to do that much?
I think people get to do that. I think that nowadays people are it's come to the forefront and people are more aware that you should do that and that they're doing that.
Yeah, more intentional, right?
It's more intentional now. Yeah, people are intentionally having self-care days, mental days, putting themselves first, realizing that putting yourself first doesn't mean that you are neglecting your responsibilities or your responsibilities for other people, but that without you having good health and taking care of yourself, that you can't really be there for other people that need you. So, yes.
Well, she sounds like she already went into Yoli's thought of the day.
That's Yoli's thought of the day. There you go, guys.
There you go. I already did it.
That's what's up. Oh my God. Welcome, YouTube's family and Reggae Global family. Want to say big up to you guys. Make sure you guys are doing what you do at best. Listen, if you are going to be joining the show later, make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel and let us know your thoughts. Let us know your thoughts about what you think about what we're talking about, and we'll definitely answer. And we're going to be talking about emotional availability today, and in relationships. So let your friends know that you're on. Go ahead, hashtag highlight. Do a hashtag highlight for me. Yeah. So you gotta do that, right? Yeah, hashtag highlight.
I just did a post to everyone. Share.
Let's
share.
Go back into it. So emotional availability is when you have you're just ready. You're ready. You're available. You're mentally able to actually be available to somebody else
Mm-hmm.
without qualms, without holdbacks, without just being vulnerable, right? So emotional availability is not necessarily being soft or being a pushover, but it's being real and being present. So we're going to talk about that today, and then figure out, are you emotionally available? Is your partner emotionally available? And if not, how can we fix it? So let's talk about some real life stuff that you've probably seen, your clients, most of them, when you do have them,
Mm-hmm.
Dwan, are they emotional available? Do they even know what it is? Like, does if they were emotionally available, would they even be coming to see you? Like, what are your
Probably not.
thoughts?
I think most people that come to me are not emotionally available. There's
Mm,
something that is taking over the forefront of their mind. Like that's the first thought when they wake up is something else. You can't really be there for anybody
mm,
emotionally. You can't be emotionally safe for anybody else because you're not emotionally available. So I think most people that come see me are not emotionally available, but they are trying to get there. That's why they're coming to therapy.
uh,
Mm-hmm.
okay, okay. And is that something like you kind of highlight to them, or in that sense, like with the broad keyword, or?
No, I think what we work on is what is taking up their headspace.
Mm,
So a lot of times people have things that are on their mind that takes up a lot of their space up there. I always say there's a lot of um,
clutter, right?
clutter up there. That's thank you.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of clutter up there we're trying to clean out. So emotional availability might be the thing that's the blanket over it, but there's stuff underneath it.
Mm, okay. Have any thoughts before we jump deeper in? Okay. So it's being able to be aware of your emotions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you're aware of your emotions, an exercise that people can do is literally check in with themselves daily, check in with yourselves hourly. If you want to do it, maybe every 30 minutes, but check in with yourself. How am I actually feeling right now? Being self-aware and being honest with yourself about how you feel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then be able to probably have a person, a safe person, because when you're trying to be available like that, you want to make sure that you practice it with somebody that's safe, whether it's your partner, whether it's your friend, just somebody that's safe, and let them know that this is actually going to be one of those moments, and be vulnerable with them. Let them know exactly how you feel
Mm-hmm.
and your thoughts. Is there like a pattern that people usually go through when they're doing their little steps for the skills?
I don't think. I think the main thing, like you said, was that people have to be aware. So you have to be aware that you're not emotionally regulated. Basically, being able to verbalize how
Mhm,
you're feeling,
mhm,
identify different emotions. Because most people are like, oh, angry, happy, sad, and that's it. But there's a whole host of other things that you could be feeling. Being able to verbalize that, express it
mhm,
properly to somebody, not
mhm,
just focus everything through a anger scope. So I think that's hard for people
mm,
sometimes, or they just like I just feel sad or I feel down, but it could be something else underneath it. I said there's always three layers of an emotion.
mm. Yeah, we can get
Mm-hmm.
into the 3 layers. What are your thoughts, yours?
Uh, I don't really have any right now. I think that being able to identify how you're feeling in any situation or moment helps you to communicate better in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm thinking like most people are not like that because you hear people always talk about, I like not being emotionally intelligent or
Mm-hmm.
emotionally mature. These are the key phrases and words that we hear a lot of now.
Mm-hmm.
But as it relates to relationship, it's something that's needed in order
Mm-hmm.
for you to be able to communicate.
Mm-hmm. 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 Okay, good. I think that's true. So being aware of your emotions, being able to express them, And how about being open to someone else's stuff, someone else's emotions,
Mm-hmm.
so that you can not just be able to dump what you're going through or be expressive about what you're going through, but to be able to take in what somebody else, your partner, is feeling as well, and being able to be that open space for them, that listening ear, being understanding, empathetic, to be able to be ready too for what they're going to talk about. Do you think that is something that, and Yolo, definitely you too, that you have to like sit down and we're going to prepare to do this, or this should this be something that's like just natural? Because I think it should be natural, and or then again, is this something that's natural or is it learned? Is emotional availability, does it come naturally to us or is that learned? Let's start with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not an expert. I know everything that I look at is either through my own lens or because I have a son and he's 9. You get to see the way that a young person develops emotionally, and then you take cues from that and you try to mold them a certain way. So I think that when it relates to what I've seen with my son, and it's funny that he's a boy, right? So, because you
Right.
know how men are with emotional intelligence and this kind of stuff. But I think part of it is natural, and I think
Mhm.
part of it is learned because,
Mhm.
you know, every child that's born doesn't really know what's going on. They come into the world, it's bright lights, you know, they want to be in the dark, warm place of the mommy's belly, and they're out in these bright lights and they're just screaming and crying. And there's certain things that, you know, get them to stop crying and they need comfort and stuff. And as they grow older, I think there's this personality part in a young person that is natural. You know,
Mhm.
your kid could be naturally loving, and it's something that you didn't really teach them. It's just they're innocent, and so that's all that they know, and you try to cultivate that. And I think other parts are learned. Like there's going to be a time when a person is growing up where you're going to be angry at something, and how do you um, navigate that angry feeling, and express it in a way that is um, lets you express how you're feeling without, you know, hurting somebody else. So
Mhm.
I think
Mhm.
that it's natural, and I also think that it's learned. I think it's a two-part process.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. It's learned and observed because a lot of times the way that we learn how to deal with our emotions are patterned by the way we see our parents deal with their emotions. So if our parents are just angry, yelling all the time, screaming, slamming doors, not communicating with each other, we're like, oh, okay, well that's how I'm supposed to process my emotions when I'm feeling. I'm not able to express myself to somebody else. It's also learned. It's also how we are able to communicate it to somebody else because a lot of people feel like, well, they know me and they love me. They should be able to understand what I'm feeling, thinking, and I'm going to say next. Not necessarily true. So we also need to learn how to express our emotions effectively so somebody else can understand how we're feeling. So a way we could do that is by using I statements. So I feel upset that you didn't answer the phone when I called you instead of saying you always playing. Like that's two different things. A person knows how to respond if you tell them exactly what they did and how it made you feel. They're able to respond because if you say something like you always try to play or something that may not be able to express understand how your feelings are being expressed, they're going to be confused and it's going to come back defensive. So, like Yola said, it's nature versus nurture, two things. So,
That's good. You're always playing. That doesn't express how you actually feel.
mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
just identifying what you're doing. And then you might laugh with it. And then the
Mm-hmm.
person might just think that's a cool thing. And
Right.
they
Oh, they're not
continue to
upset.
do it, right? They're not
Right.
upset. And when you eventually start to brew and then you combust, then it's like, what is this? You never
Mm-hmm.
expressed that to me. But I always tell you that you're always playing. But what am I supposed to know about that? Like, what is that? I thought that was cool. Like we were just
Mm-hmm.
joking and having a good time,
Mm-hmm.
So being specific about the I like that. The I
Mm-hmm.
statement. This is how you're making me feel. This is how I feel
Mm-hmm.
right now. This is how I feel when you say these things,
Mm-hmm.
and give them time to be able to hear it,
Right.
process it, And then what if they don't get a I'm sorry? What if they don't get a well, that's just you and that's your business, and then you got to start scaling back and looking into the relationship, right?
Well, when somebody is not responsive to your emotions, well, one, you have to check and see, am I actually expressing this clearly? Then two, is it just me not really understanding how I'm actually feeling?
Mm-hmm.
And then if this person is supposed to be in a relationship with you, they have to have some type of empathy. And people that necessarily don't sometimes, we call them narcissists, things like that, because they're not really trying to understand. They're trying to throw it back in your face and gaslight you. So we have to be prepared for people that aren't necessarily going to be receptive to your emotions and feelings. So then I think you have to second guess, like, is this a type of relationship or partner that you want to continue to be with?
Yeah, there's so much to that.
Mm-hmm.
The misconceptions that, oh my God, um, that emotional availability, it's the consistency, the honesty,
Mm-hmm.
and being present. That's extremely, extremely important. Consistency, because if if you give that you're always playing, it's almost like a double mind. Like you're giving
Mm-hmm.
the person can't necessarily get to know you and how you function if you are not being honest enough about who you are, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the honesty is going to be extremely important, and having a pattern. Is that what you think the consistency part would be, Yola? Like having a pattern, making sure that you do things a set way, not necessarily in a robotic way, but you do
Mm-hmm.
things in a set way that is just like, this is who I am. I'm going to teach you how to be with me. And because these are the things that I usually do, these are my steps.
I think it comes with some, yeah, the consistency is important because
Mm-hmm.
without it, I think you'd be like on an emotional roller coaster.
Yes.
Like like you're not, so you might react one way on Monday and another way on Wednesday, and it might be the same argument, but it need to have some type of consistency. And then, so I agree with that. You should be consistent, and like to Duan's point, um, I think that if somebody's not receptive to what you're saying and you
Mm-hmm.
are properly communicating, then you should take a second look at
Mm-hmm.
that, because maybe that person is not emotionally mature. Because I don't think people are on the same emotional mature levels, and I think if you value that, then you both should work at being in the same place as far as
Mm-hmm.
your emotional maturity, else how are you going to communicate?
Mhm.
I'm sure that comes with time,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but you both have to be receptive and willing to do that, and be honest. If
Mhm.
there's something you don't like, then say, I don't like what it is.
Mhm.
And then that person should be able to listen to you and accept that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And with consistency, it shouldn't be rigid, like this is who I am and this is how, because everybody, like we said before on the show,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
is changing.
Yes.
and
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes, if it's not a natural change, it's something that you want to change to yourself. It's to change to be better.
Right.
So yeah.
Mm. There's this term, people aren't emotionally unavailable because they don't care. They're just emotionally unavailable because they don't feel safe.
Mm-hmm.
They don't feel safe. My God. So in a new relationship, like I wonder how long does that take? Like you think that there's a time frame in terms of saying, okay, now I'm emotionally available to this person? Do you just start opening up as you are and be who you are? That's how I like to do it. If I meet
Mm-hmm.
somebody, hey, this is me, this is how I flow. I'm not bringing this representative to this to us on as we talk, but I'm definitely going to be just be me. and you know, so eventually that will allow somebody to the person to feel safe and to feel like I kind of know who this person is eventually, like learn who I am. Check it, that's my pill.
Mhm. I don't think so. I think it can happen as fast as you're able to make that first person feel comfortable. If you're receptive to their wants, needs, and desires effectively, and show them that they can open up to you, I think it can happen rather quickly. Now, but also on the other hand, some people are able to really do that and make you feel comfortable and safe, and then they kind of turn around and use it against you. So it's kind of so it's kind of like you have to be careful. So I would say take your time with opening up to people, see how if they are receptive to things that you're saying and asking for them to do. But don't be too don't. So I think some people might be not regulated enough, and they want somebody to always help with their emotional grounding all the time, and I don't want somebody to be able to have to do that all the time. But I'm just saying that it takes time for you to feel comfortable with somebody, but do it slowly so you can assess if they're actually being genuine. So
Dang, there's so much playing going around
it,
now.
it
Yeah,
is.
that's the
It
problem.
People are
is.
doing,
The most
yeah, they're
or not enough.
Right.
right, and they're
Right.
just doing to get what they want for that moment,
Yeah.
especially
Mhm.
in the new relationships or new meeting up people. You know, it's just
Yeah.
like people give you only
Yeah,
what
it's
they
like a
want you
lot
to
of bare
have.
minimum going on. It's like I'm
Yeah.
gonna just do whatever
I'm just
they
gonna
do.
do just enough.
Yeah, just enough
Yeah,
to
just
stick
enough.
around and not.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of bare minimum
It's like
play
good
going
morning
on.
text,
Yeah.
bare
Garbage.
minimum.
Mhm.
Garbage.
Mhm.
Garbage.
Mhm.
You said the good morning text. You might say, "Hey, I hope you had a good day, good night." You know,
Boring.
it's like, what are we
Mhm.
doing here?
Yeah. What are we doing
It's like no
here?
substance, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's like your friends. Hey, good morning. What's up? That's not like, you know, someone that you have intentions for.
Right.
Even if it's your first couple of dates,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that doesn't really show anything.
No, it's
Anybody can do that. It doesn't really show anything.
right.
It's polite, and that's nice. I
Mhm.
like polite,
Right.
but it doesn't really show anything.
I'm not sure.
Oh.
Call it back.
Yeah.
Call it back.
Oh, call.
All right. Well, all right. So, good morning, good night. Block and delete.
Block and delete. That's my song, guys. Block and delete.
Block
by
and delete.
Block
Yoli.
and delete.
Wasting
Block
my
and
You
time.
can't
delete.
block and delete everybody.
No, you
Don't
can't
waste
block
time.
and delete
Don't waste
everybody.
your
You
time.
can't.
Don't waste your
Block
time.
You can't
everybody.
block and delete everybody.
Oh my
You
God.
can't.
Yeah, it's just
But-
hard. It's just hard to know
It's hard to know. Remember that you're taking a risk.
Mm-hmm.
every time.
You should take your time, and there really shouldn't be a time limit. I think so. There shouldn't be a time limit, and that doesn't mean. Don't mistake that to mean that by date 365
We don't go on that many days.
that you're still on the same merry-go-round.
What do you
No,
mean you don't
that's
go on
not
that
what I
many
mean.
dates? After is there? So what do you mean? What do you mean by that?
No, although she said like somebody with
365.
your husband is 65 dates.
Yeah.
That's a lot of dates.
Right.
Hopefully
So-
by then you should move to the next part. Like either you're gonna commit or break up.
All right. So can you not be in a committed relationship and still dating, or that's not considered dating anymore?
I mean, I guess it is. But I
I
guess
don't know
maybe
what-
we were just saying dating, so I'm just assuming that they're just dating
Yeah, that they're
one
dating.
person and
Okay.
like there's
Yeah.
no commitment
There's
and
no
you're just like
commit-
still trying to figure out.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
no moving forward. You're not emotionally opening up to each other,
Right.
and you're like a year in. What are you doing?
Mhm. That's a situationship. I
That's
guess.
a situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Situation,
For sure.
I guess.
What are some signs that people are not emotionally available? Let's see. They avoid. I have some here. They avoid deep conversations.
Mm-hmm.
All right. They avoid.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Want to talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, no. Well, yeah, they avoid deep conversations.
They shut down during conflicts.
Mm-hmm.
They keep people distant. They keep people at a distance. They're like, hey, once it starts to get a little bit too personal,
Yeah.
once it starts to get a little bit too intimate, then they intimate without emotional intimacy. Physical
Mhm.
intimacy, they might be fine, but
Yes,
the emotional
they
part,
will.
they're like, oh wait, you're touching on something here, and then they
Right.
disappear.
I think no commitment after a certain time is
That's a big one. Yeah.
emotionally
Yeah.
unavailable
For
Mhm.
sure.
sign. Yeah.
Yeah. They lose interest when things get serious. That's the same thing.
Mhm.
Lose interest
Mhm.
when things get serious. Um, uh, they're attracted to unavailable people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that I
that's true.
think is someone who's also unavailable.
Yes.
If you're attracted to unavailable people, it's because you're unavailable.
Right.
You don't want that. So you're going to go with people that are.
You know they can't commit, so you're
Right.
like, oh, I might be this.
This one's off.
Oh, okay.
That's off. Yeah. These
Okay.
mics. Yeah. So they might be that want somebody that's married or want somebody that's already in a deep relationship. Or,
Mhm.
so
Or somebody that's not interested.
or someone
Or someone that's not interested. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone who's not interested and has clearly shown you that that person is not interested.
Yes.
Mm.
Mhm.
Or the ones that will do things as if they're interested, but they're really not.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That falls into the gaslighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of.
What if sometimes the
No.
unavailable person is you? It's not that person. It's actually you.
Yeah,
Like,
you
and
can
that
be.
can happen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
of
think
course.
that happens.
Mhm.
That happens to everybody, I
Yeah,
believe.
I think so.
Mhm.
I wonder if people realize when they're unavailable emotionally.
No,
They're not.
because they're not self-aware, not being introspective. You're not like trying to build any self-awareness. But some people. Okay, let me take that back. Some
Yeah,
people
take
know.
that back.
Some people know, and they'll tell you, but people don't listen. Some people know,
Mm.
and then they don't know, but they don't know how to get out of it. And then
Right.
some people know and don't want to do nothing. So you just gotta pick. You gotta take your
Right.
pick.
Some people know and will do all the things as if they're interested.
Mhm.
And then the person that is interested will be like, well, I thought we were together. And it's like, no, we're not. I never said that. Ooh.
Oh, that's good stuff.
When did we come up with that?
Right. Where
Right.
did you get that from?
How did
I didn't
that
tell you
happen?
that.
Wow. And that's why it has to be defined, y'all. I'm gonna always say that. You guys,
Mhm.
it has to be defined. He
Yeah.
or she or somebody has to say
You have to talk about it.
if
You have to
not,
talk about it.
it's nothing.
If you don't
Mhm.
talk about it and say this is what we are, then it doesn't exist.
Right.
I've said that before, haven't
You
I?
have.
Yeah,
It
You
we
does
have.
always
not
say
exist.
that.
Mhm.
It does not exist. It's not real.
Mhm.
It's a fantasy.
So,
You're on Fantasy Island. Get off. I think
Oh
we've
my
all
God.
been on Fantasy Island before.
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
Of course. Of course. Okay. So active listening should be a part of it, right?
Yes.
Active listening is not just, waiting to respond, but actually trying to be there and to understand.
Yes.
Because a lot of times people, when they're in a communicating, whether it's an argument or something,
Mhm.
nobody's really trying to express themselves. The person, the man or the woman is just like ready to say their part. Like, I need to be understood. I need you to hear me. And the person's just like, you're definitely not listening to what I'm
Mhm.
saying at all. Right. So don't just wait to respond, but actually sit in the conversation. Put
Be
yourself
present in
yeah,
the
be
conversation.
Put yourself in the person's shoes.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Put yourself in their shoes. Try to and try to see how they actually feel. Yeah. So that means you shouldn't always try to feel like you're the one that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not if you're trying to listen and understand each other.
Mm-hmm.
Then you should go in with. You
gotta
shouldn't
come
go with
with-
I'm right.
Come with an open mind.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Be
Come
open.
willing to hear what the person's saying and gain a different understanding or perspective of what is being said.
And be able to explain yourself.
Right. That's
Properly.
it. Yeah.
That's the
Explain yourself
thing.
properly. I don't know. I think when sometimes people have arguments, it's almost like you lose all vocabulary.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Write it
Yeah,
down.
all
I
of a
say
sudden-
write.
yeah, all of a sudden
I
you
say
don't know
write your
what to
argument
say.
down.
Yeah, write it down.
Like you about to go into a debate, write it down. So you can make sure your points are heard. You'll feel better.
Yeah.
Write it down. I wonder if people, when they write down how they feel, and then they actually read it over before they present it, and they're like, "This sounds really stupid. Like, why are we really even
I
arguing?
hope not. I hope it's not.
Why are we really
I hope
arguing
it's the
here?"
point they're trying to get across.
Yeah, I hope not, because I think that people's feelings and thoughts are valid.
Mhm.
So you shouldn't read it and then say this is kind of dumb.
Right.
Because
I don't
sometimes
think
arguments,
so.
when you look into the core of it, it's like it was kind of
Yeah.
crazy. Like, why are we really arguing over this?
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
think that happens when you've argued so much
Okay.
about this thing that you have forgotten why you were
The core.
arguing in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Just
just
by
like,
probably writing it down is good.
Yeah.
too.
yeah. So
Yeah,
writing it
yeah.
down is yeah,
Right.
because it was like, okay, like, I could have done something differently. And you probably
Yes.
start to psychoanalyze yourself as you're listening to it. And
not a
then
bad
which is
thing.
gonna be good,
Yeah,
because
that's
now
good.
when you're talking to the person, you're just like, hey, I actually looked at that and I probably was a little bit wrong. I
Yeah.
probably shouldn't
I
have
probably
said that.
should not have said that, or I
Mhm.
should not have
Exactly.
done that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So guys, try to do that. Try to get a pen and paper, sit down with your partner and say, we're going to take 10 minutes to just dump what we have on the paper, and then make all your points like you said. And then
Mhm.
once you make all our points, we're going to talk about it and we're going to present it. Some might say that sounds too calculated, too robotic, too,
Yeah.
but it's going to be good, right?
Yeah. You gotta fight fair. You gotta fight fair in relationships.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
And
That's
and,
part
and
of
I'm
it,
thinking
yeah.
when you're writing these things down, don't make points so that you're right.
Why not?
Because this is just I think these points you are writing are how you feel or how you saw it.
Mhm,
Not
mhm.
not like
What
not
you
like
did.
when two people are in a debate. It's a perfect example.
Mhm.
You're debating something to be right, and I don't think that can work in a relationship. It has to be, I'm writing this. This point is how I felt. This is why I
Okay.
felt the way I felt.
There you go.
This is why I was arguing, because I felt like you didn't hear what I was saying. These are the kind of
Mhm.
things you want to write so that the person you're communicating with knows what was going on in your head, because we can't read anyone's minds. We really aren't like,
Not telepathic.
telepathic. No, I was trying to find a movie reference, but we're not telepathic.
Can't read a mind.
Right.
No.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. That's actually working into getting into the core of what
Right.
the problem is.
I will say that I think that these are points for people that are in a relationship that they actually want to make work.
It is.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Yeah.
You
mhm.
know,
That's true.
even if it's right after you guys have decided that we want to just be with each other,
Mhm.
then that's the right time to start doing it.
Mm. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, because this is the relationship. This is the one that you're working. This is the I want to last forever relationship.
Mm.
This isn't the I want fun times. Let's get to know each other.
Right.
Mm. So it's not a good thing to start that off at the beginning.
I think in the beginning you don't really know if you're gonna if you want to be with that person,
Right,
if you like
hopefully you're
that
not
person. Right
arguing.
now you're just in the beginning. Hopefully you're not arguing.
Probably you're not arguing.
forget
first date,
honeymoon-
second date,
honeymoon.
third date.
Yeah,
hopefully you're not arguing.
If
Okay.
by day 3 you're arguing, jump ship.
Yeah, that's not
Something's
gonna work.
off. Something's off.
Yeah,
You're supposed
just
to be in
out.
your honeymoon phase.
You should be.
You should be.
You
I
should
just
be.
said you shouldn't be, but yeah, you should be.
No. Yeah, you
No.
should be.
Yeah, the happy phase. I just didn't want to
Mhm.
call it honeymoon phase. But yeah, happy phase. You should be in the happy place. So there shouldn't be arguing. If you are arguing, then get out. But I think that once you two people have decided that this is the relationship that they want to be in, whatever that looks like, because everybody's forever relationship is different now. We have people that want to get
Yes.
married. We have
Mhm.
people that don't want to get married. We have people that want to just be in common law, whatever you
Mhm.
want to call it, right? We have people that want to be married but live in separate houses. We have people that there's all
Mhm.
different
There's all
kinds.
type of-
Yeah, they're all
there's a
different
lot of
kinds
relationship
nowadays. All different
dynamics.
types of committed relationships. So I think that is the point. Is the part where when it comes to the emotional stability, emotional intelligence, and the communicating with each other, that's when that should happen.
Mm.
Because this is your forever.
Mhm.
This is your forever.
Yeah,
so
this
it
is
must
your
be
forever
a person
relationship.
that's you're serious about.
Yeah, this is the things you do when you're in that I'm in a serious relationship.
Right.
Mm.
Can you imagine having to do that with every first, second, third date? For example, my example last week, I did
Okay.
not forget, my friends, the pot with the 5 ingredients. Can you imagine having to have a list with all 5 of these ingredients in the pot?
Mm.
Or if you go through the pot and then, you
Mm-hmm.
throw it out and get a new pot, all of that work, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Mm.
Just can't throw that away.
Yeah,
Throw that.
So remind them what the pot was, because not everyone was on
The
last week.
pot was my analogy for how many people or how many feelers that you should have out there, for lack of a better word. Right?
Mm.
It's like
You're the
once
one
you have five,
date like
once
5
you
or 10 people.
once
at
you
a
have
time.
like
At
once
a
you have
time.
5 ingredients in this pot, and you pick one, and this is the one, and it doesn't work out for whatever reason. Don't go back in that pot and pick one of the
Find
4
5 or
ingredients.
10 more new different men.
A
The
new group.
Or
pot
women.
is
A
burnt.
new group.
Okay,
A whole new
throw
group.
it out and get you a new, brand new, shiny pot.
Where are you going to find all these people?
Wayfair. Pot. I'm gonna put all these ingredients. And as far as finding all these people, there are so many people in the world.
Billions.
There's billions. of
That
people.
sounds like it would be
There's
easier on
billions
a
of
dating
people.
app to find people that quickly.
No,
To find people that quickly in a pot?
no.
Or you're going out a lot then.
Yeah, you have to be outside. The dating app thing is scary. Okay,
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
I
there's
feel
a
like
lot
the dating
going
app
on.
people are the dregs.
Ah.
Now, maybe not all of them. I'm not saying all
Yeah.
of them, but I think there's a lot of dregs in there before you can get. if you're
Everyone's
gonna- if you're
thinking
gonna
that
do-
there's
if you're gonna
dregs
do
in
it
there.
that
So
way-
everybody's thinking
Yeah,
that
right,
other
right.
person's
Same
the
thing,
dregs.
yeah.
And yeah, there is dregs in there for sure.
Yeah.
On both ends. On both ends.
On both ends.
Yeah. That's why you have 5 ingredients in the pot,
5
because you
men,
might pick
5
some
women.
dregs.
Wow.
That was a lot.
Just a thought.
5 is a lot, right? I kind of like it though. But again, to find that many, to start all over and in a different, you gotta be on an app for that. Or
No, I think you just need to
really
be outside.
going out a lot every day.
Yeah. And that's okay. If your intention is to find somebody, that's what you have to do. I'm sorry.
You have to be out there.
You have to be out there.
They won't find you when you're home.
No,
That would be nice.
it would be. That's my dream. I'm not going to tell anybody.
Oh my
Again.
god.
They know what it is.
All right. So okay. So when you're being vulnerable you're being emotionally available, you have to be vulnerable. You're sharing without guarantees.
Mhm.
Yes,
You're
absolutely.
sharing without the guarantee.
That's the risk.
That's
That's
the
the risk
risk.
factor.
And
yeah.
and that is why it has to be your serious forever relationship.
Mm.
It has to be, because you're
Well,
sharing
there's no
a
guarantee
lot.
though.
Even so, yeah, there's no
But
guarantee.
in your mind,
yes.
it has to be that
but
person.
but in your head, you have, and that person also has to decide. Yes, this is the person that I'm going to take these steps with, because this is the important person in life. This is the one I want to do it with.
Mhm.
That's it.
Mhm.
Otherwise, it's exhausting.
It is. Yes.
Some people want to start out like, okay, it's our first date, we like each other. Second date, okay, let's start to make sure that what if can you be emotionally available? It doesn't have to work though, right? When you meet somebody second, third time, you're emotionally available, and that person is just like, hey, that's just either too much, or the person might be like, hey, I can deal with that. And then yeah, it has to be definitely at a couple of dates. Yeah, it can't just be like
it
the
cannot
first
be
two
date
days.
1, 2, 3.
Because that would be a lot. I'm like
We're trying
processing
to
the
have
whole thing.
fun.
Yeah, let's just have
Yeah.
I want to know if you like salsa dancing as much as I do.
Or if not,
Mhm.
will you at
Or
least
if
come
not, will
once
you
or
try it
twice?
with me anyway?
Right.
You know?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a homebody? Do you like to watch movies as much as I do? This is the stuff that we're trying to figure out.
Mhm.
Because at some point, if this continues, at some point, you're going to be spending a lot of time with each other.
together.
And it's
Mhm.
not going to be, I'm spending time with Joe, and I'm spending time with Jensen, and I'm spending time with Idris, right?
Ooh, interesting.
So
Okay.
at some point, it's just going to be Jensen. And so, yeah. I can't imagine having to open up
to everybody.
that much as you would in a relationship with somebody that you feel safe with and that you're comfortable with Jensen, Edris, and Sam. I can't imagine it.
Hmm.
It's just too much.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Especially
big
if there's
pot.
a chance that Edris and Sam are not going to do that for me too.
Right. That's true too.
So does it have to be, hey, we're gonna talk about this, let's be that for each other? Or so just one just become that and do that naturally?
What do you think, Devon?
I think it's a conversation needs to be had
Oh yeah? All right.
that this is an intentional process we're both gonna be a part of and buy into and participate in.
Sounds serious.
Because it should be.
Because it should
Yeah,
be.
yeah.
It should be serious.
I just had a thought when you said that.
Mhm.
That wait, say that again. What you said?
I don't
Girl. Ooh, yeah.
I just said it has to be. I was just saying it has to be an intentional. They both have to buy into the process.
Right.
Okay.
Yes, I agree with that. It has
Okay.
to be an intent. It has to be intentional, and it has to be a conversation that you
Mhm.
guys are having that says, yes, this is how much I need to open up. Are you that way too, and vice versa? What do we need to do to get to that part? If you realize that you're not, but you still want to be with that person,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Process your past, your unhealed experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Because
my
it's gonna show up
goodness.
in your new relationship, guys. So
It will show up.
you have to process. And a lot of men or women would like to say, "Oh yeah, I've gone through the work. I've done the work." Do we fact check the work? Do we
Yeah,
like,
we need to fact check
hey,
the work.
like
You know
how?
what?
We need to fact check the work.
Yeah, you know what? I think the fact checking of the work is gonna come into the relationship. It is going to show itself.
Mhm.
Mm,
It will. You're
It will
right.
show itself easily.
mm.
It'll show up, and then you'll see it.
Mhm.
That'll be your fact check right there.
Mhm.
It's gonna show
Right.
up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, say, let me see the therapist number, and then
I
when
don't think
you do
you
your
I don't think
sessions.
they don't have
Yeah.
to do that part, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna show up in your relationship.
Yeah.
And someone could be vulnerable enough to say, "Hey, I've worked with this, or I've worked on this, but I've never been in a relationship since that. So I'm going to hope that we be vulnerable to say, "Hey, I've done the work with the therapist or pastor or whoever, praying on your own, whatever it is. So now I'm going into this relationship. After that, you're the new person. Let's see how it goes. Like, should that
Mhm.
somebody be that open about it?" To
Yeah.
say this is I've done the work, but now let's see it in application.
Yeah, I think you should be honest and open about it and see if the person's going to rise to the occasion because either they will it or they won't.
Mm. I wonder if does therapy is therapy without the practice going to be enough for you to say I've done the work?
No,
No,
you
right?
have to actually
gotta have to
do
practice
what's
too.
being told in there.
Yeah, yeah. So you must be back in a
Yes.
relationship, is what I'm
Yes.
saying, to
Mhm.
be able to say, "Hey, that didn't trigger me like I thought it would, or it used to trigger me."
Mhm.
Right?
I don't think you got to be in a relationship, so to speak. I think you like having experiences with that person and see your reaction to it. Because the main thing you want to see with therapy is the changed behavior. Like, did the behavior change? Are they acknowledging my emotions and feelings? And did they change their behavior? You say, well, you did this and this bothered me.
Mhm.
Did they change what they did to help accommodate you? Yes or no?
Okay. So you're talking about a particular relationship going through therapy for them together. What about somebody that had a traumatic past?
Mm-hmm.
They did the therapy for that. Now they come into a new relationship. And yeah.
Well, I think if they've done the work, like I said, their behavior would change, and their reaction to their triggers would
Will
have
change
lessened,
regardless.
and they would be able to manage it. So yes, I think even if you start the therapy on your own, you do the therapy with a partner, you leave therapy and go back. The common denominator I want to see is if your behavior's changed.
Behavior's got to change. Y'all, your behavior's got to change.
Behavior's got to change.
Oh my God. Be patient. It's a process, right?
Yes, it's a process.
Not a light switch. You just flick it on and off. Oh, well, I'm healed now. So no, guys, take some time. And it can fester up, right? If it fester up, are you truly over it? What you think?
I mean, I don't think trauma ever fully goes away.
Yeah, I'm not
Mm.
sure if trauma ever goes away. I agree with that. But I
Mhm.
think that you can better manage it.
There you go.
Mhm.
You know, and I think that things that would normally trigger you because of trauma,
Mhm.
um, it might still trigger you. You might still feel something on the inside, but it's the way that you
Yes.
respond to it, the way that you react to it that changes
Mm.
Yeah.
and should change.
Change behavior. That's all.
Or if nothing else, whatever triggered you at some point should not trigger you anymore. Especially if the person that you're with is not aware of your trigger,
Mm-hmm.
is not actually doing it. It's just some past something that has you feeling that way, and you might not. It might have nothing to do with that person.
Mm. Okay. Some people say it's a choice, not a skill, to be emotionally available. It's your choice to be that way, um, and it requires courage, not perfection. Yeah. So
I don't know if I agree with the first part because I think it's a choice.
mm. You think it's a choice? You think it's a skill, not a choice.
Oh
They
yeah,
say
well,
it's
no,
a
I think it's a
choice
choice and a skill. You
and
have
a
to
skill.
choose to be vulnerable, and you have to. It's something you have to practice.
Mm.
So it's something that you have to practice and get better at. It just
Okay.
is.
Hmm. Intentional work.
Mm-hmm.
That's the hard part, right? The
Yes.
time that it takes to be able to do that. Someone literally have to be like, "Hey, I want to be better. I just
Mm-hmm.
want to be better. I want to get over my past. I want to get over what occurred, and I just want to be better for the next relationship." Because that's ultimately what we want to do. You don't become available when the right person shows up. You become available so the right person can actually appear and show up,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
right? Yeah. Woo. Yeah. So there are three settings for emotional awareness. A lot of people say, "Hey, I'm fine," or they say, "I'm stressed," or "I'm annoyed." Um, but we talked about it, how to delve into it. It's not
Mm-hmm.
just enough to say I'm fine or it's okay, but it's the core of it, like saying, "Hey, I didn't like what you did. I don't like what you say. I don't like when you talk to me like that."
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, what am I actually feeling right now? You have to be able to. I highlight that. There is a feelings chart that you can go Google, guys. There's a feelings chart. It has all the different emotional feelings that are on
Mm-hmm.
there, and practice those things. And it's a self social emotional learning chart, really, and it will give you. It's a color coded, and it tells you, and it really does help, and it helps to give words to your feelings.
Yeah.
So go ahead and
Go
look
ahead,
that
pass it on.
up and see how you can use it, huh?
No, to elevate that, when you look at the emotions chart,
Mhm.
kind of go through some of them and say, I feel depressed when. So you kind of know, like, kind of when things pop up for you, what emotion you're feeling. Because you can look at the emotions all day, but you're not going to really know unless you like sit down and say, okay, I feel
Interesting.
discouraged when this happens, or I'm happy when this happens, or I feel joyful.
Mm.
You know, so it's giving yourself like a check in, like a tune up.
I feel anxious when this occurs.
Yes. Give somebody a roadmap.
I'm frustrated when
Give
that.
somebody a roadmap.
Give somebody a roadmap. Who
Yeah.
does that though? People don't do that typically, right?
Not really, but if you want your relationship to work
Yeah,
and you
I
want
mean,
easier, you
yeah.
can do some different
I
things.
I feel like if you decide that you and this person decide that you want this relationship to work, you've decided this is my relationship,
Yeah.
then yeah, you're gonna take these steps. You're gonna do the
Mhm.
use the emotional chart
Mhm.
and see how you're feeling, and take it a step further. Assess why you feel that way,
Yeah.
Yes. When? What are the
and
triggers?
when. You know,
Yes.
what is it? You know, yeah,
It help you too.
it's a self check.
Go self check in.
Self check in.
Yeah. The goal is to notice the feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Notice the feelings when you're feeling them. Jot it down, maybe.
Yeah,
you can
journal.
journal it. Yeah,
Journal.
journal it and
Journal.
see, how you feeling, why you feeling. hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Why you feeling that? And yeah, you have a comment.
We have a comment.
What's up?
Well, first, shout out to
Hey,
G.
hey.
Thanks
Hey,
for checking
G.
out the Positive Forces show. And shout out to Paul Sibley's.
What's
Hope I
up,
said that right.
Paul? Bobby.
So Paul has a comment.
Mhm.
Sharing emotions are depending on who, where, when, and time. This is a challenge for people of color as well. You have to build culture.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay, thank you for your comment.
That's good. That's good. Depending on who, where, and the time. Okay, we said that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And this is a challenge for people of our culture. I wonder why it's a challenge for people of our culture. Because we're not expressive as
I
much.
think
Is that
we're
what?
very
Is that what you're
expressive
saying?
No,
as
we
a
are
people.
very
We are very
expressive
expressive people.
as a people.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you're talking about people that are not only emotionally intelligent, but just not intelligent at all. Again, some people don't have words to their feelings, and they'll use
Right.
profanity, or they you just curse you
Mhm.
out and then move on, right? I mean, if that's the culture of that particular person, then that person needs to work on who they are and probably try to change their particular culture.
Right.
But
But I think like with African Americans, I don't know if he's talking about African Americans, but a lot of times us as African Americans, we do mask a lot, like at work. So
mm,
sometimes I think we do have to dull our emotions a bit.
mhm,
So maybe that's what he's maybe referring to. So sometimes you can't really be your true self till you come home.
mm.
So
And when
maybe
then they come home, they have to sometimes have to put on a facade as well.
that's true. That's true. You may not be able to express like something to your boss, but when you come home, then you can express it. Might not be the best way to do it. But
Yeah, that's good. All right, get specific. Is a must. Stop, and then what we talk about is like stop the numbing. Don't dodge your emotions.
Mhm.
Don't dodge it. Yes, majority African Americans. He said. Okay.
Okay.
Don't numb it. Avoidance shows up in subtle ways, guys. By scrolling, you and your spouse are talking, or you had a heated argument, or something occurs, something is brewing, and no one wants to talk. You're on your phones, you're scrolling, you're just doing everything as opposed to and just not dealing with the situation.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to go for a walk, you're going to go exercise, you do everything, just avoidance. And then when you finally come back to the house, you're just like, so you can't avoid it. You gotta like be upfront with it. Yeah, some people overwork themselves. They
Mhm.
take on extra jobs and do OT just because they don't want to be at home, right? He said it's usually frowned upon in our community. Wow, to be emotionally available, to be open. What y'all think about it? You think that's true?
Um,
Hmm. I guess in a
I've never
sense.
been in a situation where, you know, that I could think of where my emotions were frowned upon. And, I try not to do that to my son. So I'm not sure, but everyone's perspective and
Mhm.
life situations are different.
I
And
wonder.
it could be a cultural thing, but
Mm.
I've never, not that I could think of top of my head, where I
Mhm.
felt a certain way, it was frowned upon. Like some parents, your kids are in a sport, they're playing the sport, they miss a goal. The parent is like, "Oh, you're this, you're how could you miss that?" So or the kid starts to cry.
Mhm.
Oh, don't do that on the field, blah blah blah. So yeah, I could see how that would be an emotion that is
Yeah.
frowned upon, but I have not seen that. Have either of you? Or
I
you?
think maybe he might be talking about black men.
Men.
Black men.
Probably mostly men,
Black
yeah.
men can't
In
really express
particular?
themselves.
Yeah,
Don't
because it's
cry.
frowned upon.
They
Yeah.
can't cry and things like that. And kids, like, back in the day, I don't know, not so much now. As a child, you weren't really able to speak or say anything. It was like,
Mhm.
see a child, you can't say. What was it saying?
Children should be
Seen
See,
seen
and
not
not
heard.
heard,
There
yeah.
you go.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
And I kind of, you know what? I kind of feel now in retrospect that that is not, how do I say this? That's not what it's really meant to. It's not really, it's not really how it sounds. It's not really what it's meant to be.
Okay.
I think, because children should be seen and not heard. I don't think it means that you should embarrass your child, or spank your child in public because the kid wants to play.
Right. Right.
I just think it is, it has to do with more with respect. Again, that's just my perspective. If you have adults talking, your kid should not be jumping in the conversation.
Right.
That's what I think.
Mm,
That's what I
yeah,
think for
yeah.
me.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure that other people interpret it in that way, that you're going to beat your kids, not beat physically, but drown out how they're feeling,
Mhm.
because you're a boy, and therefore you should be tough.
Right.
And
Don't
that,
express your
and
emotions.
don't express your emotions.
Not a
Don't
wuss.
express how you feel, because
Yeah.
it's not manly, it's not macho.
Right. So that could be culturally. He has another
Yeah.
point.
Case in point was what transpired in Louisiana when the father killing his 7 kids.
Oh, goodness.
He never stopped to sought help at any point. Now he took the lives of the kids and himself.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did they even find out why? There's no why or nothing, right?
Not really.
Mm-hmm. So
I don't think anything would make it make sense.
he killed
Yeah.
his wife too, right?
I don't know.
He
I
killed
think
the
he
part.
tried. I'm not sure. I'm not
I'm
sure.
not sure.
Yeah, but that is sad. Mental illness is a thing, man. It's a really really big thing. And sometimes you can hear someone through their conversation that they're going through a distress somehow, and sometimes just by them highlighting or hinting some things is like
Mhm.
a cry.
Mhm.
Sometimes people don't come out blatantly and say, "Hey, I need help," right? But sometimes people will mention it and they do things, and you can tell that there's a situation that probably does need therapy. And when you see that, that's when you should pinpoint that to that person and try to help them as much as you can, and let them recognize that prayer and therapy would be a good thing for them to consider to do.
Yeah.
Many people are in relationships and they want out, and they just like try to do anything and everything just to do the overtime, do everything just not to be there. I think that man in his situation, whatever was going through, he felt
Mhm.
like, well, I'm not going to be there for the kids. The kids are not going to be able to be well taken care of. I'm going to out them. Selfish, coward. You could say all of those things about him. I wonder what his mental state was. And to kill 7 kids, to first of all kill 1 and then 2 and 3, that's a pit.
Yeah.
He was in a pit.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, those kids weren't able to help themselves or rescue themselves, or nobody saw that coming. It's like, wow, but that's a problem. And I think that if we look at these cases and analyze them and bring them up and let that be a thing to kind of help people as they go through, we should do it. I mean, not
Mhm.
glorify what he did, but look at what's going on and see how we can help other people as they go through,
Mm-hmm.
so that they don't get to that point. Final thoughts.
Me? Well, I mean, I just want to piggyback off what Kamal was saying about making sure. Well, we don't really know why he did what he did, but it had to be some type of psychosis or mental break. So just always try to help if needed, and if you suspect somebody of needing help, try to lead them to the right direction. You can always call 988, not call or text 988 if you need help.
Mhm.
So, okay. Final thoughts. I think we talk a lot about emotional intelligence, emotional availability, making sure that we're communicating. But I think the main thing, or the breakdown, it happens when people don't feel heard. So making sure your partner feels heard, making sure they feel understood, and vice versa can help a lot of the situations or arguments or disagreements, or just not somebody not being able to read your mind, which makes you frustrated,
Mhm.
can help. So I think just making sure your partner feels heard, providing them with emotional safety, knowing that they can come to you with things and not be judged or ridiculed or made fun of or put down. It makes a world of difference. So I think the main thing I think everybody just wants to be heard.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes, I agree with that. That's a
Mhm.
very good point. People do want to be heard.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Understood.
My final thought, I'm not going to take a long time. It relates to emotional intelligence
Yeah.
and being emotionally stable
Mhm.
and everything that has to do with emotions. What we talked about today, and that is focusing on yourself.
Mhm.
I long time ago on a Positive Forces show, I was when we had like people that would come in all the time, and it was one of Kamon's sisters,
Mhm.
and we agreed on not going into relationship with baggage.
Mm-hmm.
I think nowadays it's harder to not go into a relationship with some type of baggage,
Right.
but I'm still of the idea of mindset that you should go in without baggage and that
Mhm.
there should be a clean slate. And I think the only way to do that is to work on yourself. Take as much time as you need to work on yourself. Work on your triggers. Read a book. Get therapy. Go to counseling. Do whatever it takes to make yourself emotionally available, to make yourself emotionally stable, to be able to communicate effectively, to be able to identify if you're being triggered, and the ability to say, look, this is triggering me, not in a rude and angry and confrontational way, but in a way that it's well communicated, and the person that you're expressing this to is somebody that cares about you, can receive it, and give
Mhm.
feedback, constructive feedback. So, my final thought for today and what we talked about was taking time for yourself, whether that is through reading help books, booking a session with Duane Bland, or praying for emotional intelligence, stability, to lead with love for yourself,
Mhm.
so that you can give that to somebody else. That's my final thought.
Awesome. How can people reach you?
Well, they can find me online through Headway, Grow, and Rulia, and you can book a session.
Spell it. Spell it out.
Oh yeah, Rulia spelled Rula. Grow is just Grow Therapy, and then Headway is 2 words, but it's one.
Grow. GROW.
GROW.
Okay. All right. Cool. So if you need a therapist, guys,
Check me out.
check her out. Thinking levels. The opinions. I care about this. Experiences. This happened to me,
Mhm.
and feelings. This affected me like this. Process your thinking. Talk to somebody. Reach out to people when you are not feeling at your best.
Mhm.
And let people know. Become a little bit vulnerable to the right person that you feel safe with. Make sure your mind is healthy. Pray about what you do, but also seek help. Make sure that you become emotionally available to your partner if you want it to work. All right, you guys enjoy the rest of your time. Thank you for being with us here on the Positive Forces Show. And y'all pick up yourself. You choose radio and Reggae Global Radio family and friends, YouTube friends, Facebook friends. Thank you for being with us, guys. Take care.